Now, as you can see, this video is really sad, y'all. And I felt this stuff so heavy in my chest, so heavy in my heart, because I know exactly what this feels like. I had a bitter mother who kept me away from my father, and I know exactly what this feels like. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because there's always so many women that like to come in my comment section and think that I'm a pick-me or think that I'm outing you guys. How am I outing you when you guys are doing this stuff? You can't out somebody who's not doing something bad. Make sense? But anyway, that's besides the point. If you think that there's not bitter women out here and you think that there's not toxic women out here, most of you don't even have good moms. So when you get mad at the messenger for delaying the message, when you are a product of what I'm talking about, is insane to me. But hey, you go ahead, and if you want to play the victim and get mad at me for just stating something, go ahead and do that. I don't care. But with that being said, y'all, there's a lot of women out here who are bitter. There's a lot of women that don't understand. They're not compatible with the partner no more. The man doesn't want to be with them anymore. It just didn't work out, and they do not know how to let that go. And you know what's crazy? Women will say men can't handle rejection. Of course not. Nobody can handle rejection. It hurts. But you guys cannot handle rejection either. The moment a man tells you, we're done, I can't do this, let's just co-parent, you use the kid, weaponize it, and hold it over his head to get things that you want. And now, this is not every woman. There are some great mothers out there, my grandma being one of them, and a lot of women in my family. But sorry, I grew up with a mother who kept me from my father and was bitter. So my mindset is definitely understanding this video completely. Now, for all of you women who don't understand this, you can be a great father and not a great partner. I know that's mind-blowing, but it's true. I can be the best business partner and the worst parent. Not all of us are set to do certain things in life. Does that make sense? So once you start realizing that and stop putting so much emotion into things, you'll be better off. If you look at things from a healthier standpoint, and this does take a lot, a healing standpoint, you'll understand, if I keep this girl or this son away from their father, what damage is it going to cause in the future? What damage did I grow up with that now I'm implementing into my child's life? Now, for me at least, I could never and will never keep a man from his child. And I, again, said this multiple times, my mom did the same thing with my father. I know what that feels like. I know how bad it hurts. I understand what it feels like to think that somebody doesn't want you because your mother feeds you with lies. My mom told me my dad didn't want me. My dad didn't care about me. He didn't come looking for me. She would just say all fucked up shit, right? And I always, in the back of my mind, knew something was up. Because my mom, she was very, mean and vindictive. And again, I'm not saying this to be mean, because I forgave my mom a long time ago. So this was years ago. But I'm telling you, when I met my dad, I was livid. I had to tell my mom and have some words with her when I was not in my healing stage. And I was pissed, because you mean to tell me you deprived me from a person who calls me every day, tells me they're proud of them, helps me any chance they get. Like, my dad has been nothing but a great person since I've known him. Have we had our little stuff? Of course. We're family. That's how it goes. But the fact that you kept me away from a man that was doing nothing but loving me while you were out here harming me is crazy. Like, a lot of these moms will be so toxic. They're so toxic in their household, they'll keep you from the father who probably is a better fit for you. But because the law and the government says women are better, they're going to give you off to the mother. And in all reality, sometimes the mom isn't the best for you. I need you ladies to start wrapping it up with this bitter, vindictive mindset. Put your pride aside and understand you have a child to look out for. Don't sit here ever and tell me you're a good mom, and I don't care if you get mad at this. You cannot sit here and tell me you're a good mom if you keep your child away from their father. If the dad's not harming them, not harming you, you guys are cordial and he wants to see his kids, what's wrong? Bro, what? That doesn't make no sense. If he's an addict or he abuses or he's gotten, something, SA offender list, that's different. But because he met a new girl and has a new girlfriend and don't want to be with you no more, he can't see his kid because of that? Girl, move on. It's giving desperate. It's giving you don't know how to heal. I don't know, y'all. I could never do this. And I think it's so sad for the dads that lose all of that time with their daughters. Like, shout out to my dad. He's like one of my favorite people. He always checks on me, always tells me he's proud of me, always calling me. I don't know, y'all. I feel like he's a big part of my life now, and I couldn't see a day of not having him here or just not having him, I don't know, in my life in general. So it's really sad to know there's women out here that are so vindictive. They will have so much animosity towards the father. They'll make up all these lies so that the kids don't want to be around them. And me personally, pick apart the things your parents tell you. You know what I mean? That's their perspective. There's two sides to every story. You know what I mean? And when you start thinking about it, when I learned why my father didn't come around, My mom's very chaotic. She's a crazy Mexican Latina lady. She acts crazy. You guys have seen novelas. You've seen Latinas, how they're so dramatic. That's my mom. So I can see why after some time of trying, he had to stop because my mom was only making things worse. But that's another thing too. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. Like if you have a kid and you want to see them, I mean, I know it sounds sad and I'm really sorry that a lot of you have to do this. And it makes me want to cry even saying this, but there's a lot of people that don't realize this. You have to wait till your child turns 18 so that you can talk to them because they're of age and they're an adult. That's what my dad did. So like I said, he missed out most of my childhood because of that. I'm glad I had my brothers to raise me. I'm glad I had my grandfather to raise me. But in that meantime, if you could see how the healing was for me and how the anger issues and how I didn't like my mom, it was bad. So I said, now I'm cool with my mom. Like, we don't talk at all, but I've dealt with all that. I'm like healed from all that. Now that he's in my life, I feel great. But up to those times, y'all, I'm telling you right now, not having a dad, not wondering if your dad will ever show up is the worst feeling in the world. You know what I mean? And I always used to think this. I never wanted a wedding. I never wanted to get married. Why? Who's going to walk me down the aisle? I used to cry at the thought of like, I don't want to get walked down the aisle by myself. My brothers were always like, dude, we'll walk you down the aisle. It's not that serious, but you're not getting it. That's not how it goes. It's not brothers walking you down the aisle. I know it sounds mean to say, but like I said, some people have certain things they wish they could have. And I just find it really messed up that women don't understand how messed up this is to do to your kids. And especially for, your sons. You think your sons don't need a father? You are out of your mind if you think sons don't need their fathers. Having a father matters, especially for your daughter. You know, your self-esteem issues can come up. You know, a daughter will run into the hands of the worst type of man. That man is supposed to teach your kids exactly what they're supposed to be like, and exactly what they're supposed to try to marry. And without that, that shit becomes chaotic. And of course, you do have some exceptions where people will find good relationships without parents, but it's very rare. Statistics show how bad we fail when we don't have a two-parent household or when we have a broken home, a dysfunctional home. And a lot of women, you guys complain about men are a certain type of way. Men aren't the home, men aren't this, men aren't that, men aren't real fathers. Let them be dads then. Let them see their kids. Stop complaining about how men are when you're depriving that child of its father's love. It's simple. Put your pride aside. Stop getting mad that he's not wanting you no more. Let him see his kids. This shit is so sad. There's no way in hell me and a person could not be in love anymore, right? We break up and he tells me, let me see my daughter. And this is how I see him. I'm not a monster, you guys. I might come off very like arrogant, sarcastic, gangster, whatever the fuck you guys be thinking of me. I'm a big softie. That's all I need to see is a little tear and go ahead, take her. Go ahead, take her for the weekend. It's not going to I can't do it. I'm not like that. And if I see my child in distress and is sad and that's their favorite parent, it might hurt my feelings because I want to be the favorite parent. I want to be the favorite. But if I'm not, that's her dad. That's something she's not going to get. You know what I mean? That love is priceless, cost-free. Don't keep your kids from that, man. If you have a guy who wants to be there, it makes me so sad. It makes me emotional. Let him be there, dude. Y'all talk about men aren't good, men are this, men are that. Let them be the dad then. Let them be there. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I'm sorry you're probably hurt that you probably love that man, but please don't let the baby hurt because you're hurt. If you love her, you love your son enough, please do right by them. Take care of them. Put your pride aside. You want to break generational curses? Don't be like your bitter fucking mom.